controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hog Wild's giant sub baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit, 0% is standalone.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Gray.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are live on Thursday morning. It is a beautiful day here today, folks, because you know why? I'm going to tell you why it's a beautiful day today.
Why is it a beautiful day? Oh, good. Take
me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Oh, let you root for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Royals.
When it's a shame, or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old Pirates game.
Let's get some runs.
Hey, Nick.
What's funny is I have to sing that every Storm Chasers game I MC.
Oh, so you know it by heart.
So I know it by heart, but and it is tough for me not to say root for the Cubbies, because whenever I hear it, I'm always thinking about the Chicago Cubs.
Can we fire up the real song, Nick?
Oh, absolutely. Here, AD, I need you to buy a couple of seconds here.
Yeah,
on
I'll
air.
buy a couple of times.
Good morning.
Folks, it is Thursday morning. Nick's going to get it fired up and the old baseball song. We got Jackson Kleinschmidt holding down the house. Nick is going to be taken out to practice here shortly for the pressure for that. It is opening day for MLB. Every team's got a shot right now. Everybody's 0-0. Hopefully the Steelers, I'm not the Steelers. Hopefully the Pirates.
They don't.
That second 0 doesn't stay there the first 0 doesn't stay there too long. We'll see what happens. Raff, who is your main team, bro, in baseball? Because you know me, I'm a Pirates just by de facto default, if you would. Who's your main team, brother?
Probably the Royals. But
The Royals.
I liked the Yankees as a kid a little bit too, because I liked Ricky Henderson. Oakland A's. I kind of just followed Ricky Henderson around for much of the 80s. But
which, by the way, the Athletics are in a really peculiar spot. By the way, there's a couple of teams just this season for the casualists out there that are wondering whether or not they should pay attention to baseball this year. The Athletics, don't forget, they're not the Oakland Athletics this year. They're also not the Vegas Athletics. They are just the Athletics. They do not have a city or a state associated with them. They are just the Athletics. So every single time that they're referred to, if they're referred to properly, it'll be as just the Athletics. They're playing in the San Francisco Giants AAA stadium this year. That's their home site out there on the West Coast. Now, the other side, don't forget, when they had the storms down in Florida, you'll remember. Oh, hi, Jake. You'll remember that when they had the storms down in Florida, Tampa Bay's dome caved in.
That's right.
And
Jackson was talking about that.
they're going to be playing at the it blew off. Yeah, it's gone. So they're going to be playing at the AAA ballpark, or no, maybe not AAA.
It's the George M. Steinberger Field, right next to Raymond James Stadium, where the Yankees do their spring training.
That's right. Spring training, not the AAA stadium. So spring training there. For a while, it was talked about whether or not they can make the move to Ameritrade, or not Ameritrade, Charles Schwab now. But all right, we have a very important announcement.
Yes.
Tonight at 9:10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Oh boy.
The NL Central.
Oh boy.
The champions to be will take center stage against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The NL Central champions, not the actual World Series champions. And they will hear this song as soon as they win after 9 innings.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, go, Cubs, go.
Let me hear you.
Go, Cubs, go.
Sing it, Dick, now.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Go, Cubs, go.
Let me hear you.
Go, Cubs, go.
Let me hear you.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
They got the power. They got the speed.
Oh, yeah.
Best in the National League.
There you go, Nick. Let them use you.
This is the year and the Cubs are here.
Sing it from your soul, my brother.
So come on down to Wrigleyville. They're singing, go, Cubs, go.
Let me hear you.
Go, Cubs, go.
Sing it, Nick. Swim.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are going to win today.
Heck yeah, that's more than I could have ever expected.
Rav, that man is singing like he's really going to do something and probably see some things when he goes down to Dallas. I don't know about you.
I'll be seeing a baseball game. Yeah. So I'm going to check out the Red Sox and Rangers this week.
Nick, I noticed. I mean, Rav,
that kind of energy to Texas, you're going to win.
Well, here's the deal. I can't wait to chirp Bregman. Don't forget the real reason I'm going down to Dallas. It's to chirp Alex Bregman for signing with the Boston Red Sox. He's getting the start. We found out he's getting the start at third base.
And your seat's right by that, isn't it?
I'm row 2 right by third base.
Nick,
I'm row 2.
Raff, have you noticed Nick's appearance this morning?
What did Dion say? I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah. Hey, Bregman, I'm coming.
Have you noticed, Raff, Nick's appearance?
It's gonna be like 85 degrees down there.
No. I'm not talking about the gear. I'm talking about the well-fashioned, shaped up goatee and beard. The lineup, the fade that's going on. He's got a pep in his step. The eyebrows look like they have possibly had some treatment as well.
They did not.
So that's
just natural.
All this for Bregman.
That is correct.
Folks, it is opening day. Me and Nick are making a gentleman's wager.
Yep.
E9, if you're listening, you know who you are. Nick, do you think, and you know baseball obviously a lot better than I do. I got my Pirates sweatshirt on,
it's a
etc.
stupid bet.
Raff, I'm making a gentleman's bet that the Pirates, let's do it this way.
Oh,
for this month, for the month of April. Yeah, I'm changing terms.
Oh,
yeah,
our championships won in April?
No, Nick, just bear with me. Let me finish. In April, by the end of April, the Pirates have a better record than the Cubs. We'll go month by month.
I will absolutely take that.
Okay, we'll take that bet.
I will absolutely
and we'll
take
discuss
that.
the terms off the air.
That's
$100.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll discuss that.
That's fine. That's it.
No. We're going to shake afterwards.
That's
it. That the Pirates will have a better record than the Cubs at the end of April.
Okay.
And we'll go a month by month type deal.
Sweet.
If the Pirates play like they usually play, you're going to do just fine in this wager.
Sweet. That's an extra $600 for those 6 months.
Did we have a betting contest like this one time between the two of you two?
I do. And do you remember who was victorious in that?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to go the same way.
I would imagine
You notice
so.
who would not bet me back, though, Raff, on the putting contest? I know for a fact. Now, Nick can hit the ball way further than I can, but I am a way better putter than Nick.
Not that time you weren't.
Not yet.
and that's all that matters.
Nick says, my Venmo says differently, AD.
Hey, friend of the show, friend of the station, Steve Marek of Inside Nebraska and Rivals. I'm guessing that Steve is getting ready to go down to practice. he texted me and said, "You got to let the guys know that the Cubs are starting opening day 0-2." They are. They decided to play a Tokyo series. They had first pitches after like 5 a.m.
Steve, I appreciate you, my brother. My brother from another mother. Thank you for. So technically, we're only up 2 games. So technically, Pittsburgh is already up 2 games.
Yeah.
If we're saying, if we're saying April, I can't do that. That's not right. It's got to start in April.
Yeah.
We got to start in April. But Steve, I appreciate you keeping Nick honest because you know what, Steve? Nick was not going to talk about that.
I honestly forgot.
I'm sure you did.
It would have been incorporated into the record.
That's called selective amnesia, Nick.
I still think that their overall record is going to be better than the Pirates at the end of April.
We will see.
They have a
That's
fella.
why you play the game.
They have a fella by the name of Pete Crow Armstrong. Remember this name. You know, guys, how much of a fan I am of just being able to basically like manipulate the opponent on the base paths. Pete Crow Armstrong is probably the fastest guy in all of baseball. You might remember the name Javier Baez. Yes. He was the main piece that the Cubs traded for. He was the top prospect from the Mets organization that the Cubs traded Javier Baez for, which now feels like 6 years ago. And finally, PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, is finally in the league. They got Kyle Tucker, who we don't need to. I mean, I could talk about it again. Over the last couple of years, he's had better statistics than Juan Soto. The Cubs traded for him. So he's going to be locking down right field. I'm sorry, Cody Bellinger, who? But, we'll see what happens.
Well, it's going to be, it's if you're a huge baseball fan.
Dumb Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo. I love Tokyo.
Do
because
you
brought that up?
Been there often?
Never. Obviously, the Cubs were didn't go too well.
Well, first off, it was against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You'll get no wins in Tokyo.
Are okay. That's borderline. Be careful there, AD.
Should I say like this? You get
no
wins.
No, you should not say anything. I don't think you should say anything. No, what I was going to say is there was a controversial call about a home run and a potential fan interference. We didn't want a whole Steve Bartman situation again, so we just let it slide. Plus, we were, keep the Japanese fans happy. And here's the thing: the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's stupid. They're dumb. I hate them.
Well, you know what? I love Huskers P comment. Losing teams always have dumb songs.
Oh, is that right? Have you heard the Meet the Mets song? That's pretty stupid. So I should have brought my W flag. I told you this when they play that song after the Cubs win.
That stands for why. Why are you playing this song?
That stands for win. Win. And everybody in Wrigley will hold up the white flag that says blue, or that says W on it.
They're holding up the white flag for surrender.
Yeah. I asked AD Raff. I wasn't going to do this, but you were being disrespectful. I asked AD, hey, AD, who's the opening day starter for the Pittsburgh Pirates?
I said that guy.
And he is the most polarizing guy, young prospect in all of baseball. He's a Cy Young front runner.
Mr. Dunn.
Well, yeah. Paul Skeens. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. And the Paul Skeens situation is fascinating, and Jackson can chime in on this too, obviously. The whole Paul Skeens situation is fascinating because the Pirates have not extended or signed a pitcher to a multi-year contract in it's close to 5 or 6 years. And they've allowed guys like Garrett Cole, Joe Musgrave. They've allowed multiple guys to just walk and have stellar careers. And then they wonder, okay, why aren't we successful at all? There's a chance that they allow Paul Skeens to walk because they asked Paul Skeens during the offseason, hey, has there been any conversations of an extension, a contract? And he's like, no, there hasn't been. He's getting paid $875K this year. It's okay because he had a $9 million signing bonus, but he's getting paid $875,000 this year. He goes on pre-arbitration next year. And what's even probably better, and I really like Paul Skeens, is what's even better is he just tweeted out last night, for every strikeout that he records, he's donating $100 to a foundation that supports veterans and their families.
Oh, that's cool.
And think about that. Every strikeout he's going to donate $100. I would imagine he'll get 8 strikeouts today. Oh, there it is.
Well, no, you said he signed a $9 million signing bonus. I say maybe he lifts that up to $1,000 to strike out. Thanks, Paul.
Is that right? Well, he said that he's going to do up to 100,000. So he said, I'll do a lot, but not too much now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Whoa.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We know who the breadwinner is in that relationship as of right now, though.
Raff, I want you to listen to something. It's amazing. I want you to listen to this, man.
Good.
You can't tell me you can't
Jackson,
get hyped
do you
up.
enjoy hearing audio out of a phone? I'm going to be honest. When they say Pittsburgh, it does not sound like Pittsburgh. I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Well, you could say Yinzer because they call them Yinzers as well.
Well, I'm still just
Yinzer.
saying that when they say Pittsburgh in that song, it does not sound like Pittsburgh. It sounds like a word that starts with a B.
Oh, see
I'm not assaulting the city.
So now
I'm just saying what it is.
Now you're insulting the Steel City.
No, not one bit.
Nick, we're gonna have words after this.
Words?
Out in the alley, actually.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna show you how to pronounce Pittsburgh. Oh, so they wouldn't see me if it was dark.
Oh no, that's not it. I just sneak attacks, man.
I just want to know if AD will be wearing his Aaron Rodgers jersey or not.
Raff, let's not go there. My heart is not accepting that yet. Here's the deal. I'll say this because we're all around the world in sports in this segment anyway. At this point, Raff, Pittsburgh doesn't have a choice. I don't. I mean, you got Rudolph that signed there, but other than that, I mean, unless they're waiting for the draft. But yeah, Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. If that's not even a word, but I'm just going to say it. They are doing some Pittsburgh type things. They don't have a quarterback. We'll discuss that more in the pros too. Unknown Texter 2983. You guys put on a great show. Go Pirates! I don't know who you are, 2983, but you know what? I love 83 in the last 2 digits number because that was my old football number. I like the number 29 because that was Kareem Moss who had the last interception in the 94 Orange Bowl. So I'm telling you, I could tell you're good peeps just by your phone number and because of the Pirates.
You know what's crazy? I think that's the second Pirates fan in Nebraska.
Stop it.
We found the one other Pirates fan in Nebraska.
There's more Pirates fans.
Hey, if you want,
my brother Mark is a Pirates fan.
Okay. Just by association?
Our family, we're Pittsburgh deep.
Okay, so 3. Sorry.
We're Pittsburgh deep. A lot of misery, but we are Pittsburgh deep.
Here's what I would also say.
Today, D.
What's that, Raffy?
Who's starting at first base today?
Let me pull it up on here, my trusty dusty phone. Let's see here. That's the beauty of technology, Mr. Rafferty. Got their whole roster right here, Raff.
They had a pretty good team.
Pretty good team.
Yeah.
You got Paul Skeen starting.
We established that one.
Spencer Horwitz at first base. Jared Jones. Who else we got here? We got a lot of guys out there, man.
Yeah. You got about 26 on the roster.
Got a lot of guys out there. I can see their payroll, what they're making.
Only about nine can play at a time. So yeah, it's baseball.
That was a foul.
Yeah, right.
Ball.
Come on, Raff. No, don't forget though. Just if you're once again a casualist, that's great. Welcome to the sport. Welcome to opening day. But they're implementing the ABS system, the automatic balls and strikes system. They did it in spring training, and they're going to do it here in the regular season. And so basically what that is, just as a refresher, is the catcher or the hitter can tap on their helmet or hat and be like, I want to challenge that ball or strike call that you just made. And so then, like what we do at Warner, or what the guys up in the production area do, is they play like the Wii sound, that do 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 do, and then it plays it like throws the pitch on this big screen.
Everybody can see it,
and everybody can see if it was a ball, if it was a strike, and if it was like a ball, how far off of the strike zone it was.
Nick, what other rules that'll be new this year in MLB, man? Listeners should be
well, so I think like just an add-on, or excuse me, not an add-on, but a reminder about some of the ones from last year, the disengagement blocks. So really what it is as a pitcher, if you attempt to pick over you get 2 attempts, right? Because you remember there was guys back in the old days, you get a fast dude like a D Gordon or a Terrence Gore on base, the guy on the mound is just going to throw over and try to keep him honest the entire time, and it slows down the pace of the game. Everything that Major League Baseball has been attempting and trying to do,
expedite the game,
has been trying to speed up the game. And statistics show that it is. Like, baseball games are quicker than ever. The talent level is right now better than it has been the last decade. And I think it's been a really good job of them embracing and trying out things in the lower levels, the single A, double A, triple A, before they test it out and actually bring it to Major League Baseball. And I've talked about that multiple times, where baseball's in a fortuitous spot to where they have that. The NFL Remember the whole pass interference debacle and the flags and the challenges and all that? Like they don't, the NFL and the NBA doesn't really have systems or levels in place to where they can test things out and it doesn't hinder the quality of the game at the highest level. Baseball is in a fortuitous spot, and I'm no Rob Manfred fan, but it's been a really good job the last couple of years of trying things out in the minors and then seeing how successful or unsuccessful they are before they bring it to the majors. That's what they did last year with ABS. It was real successful in the minor league system. And so now they're going to do it in the major league ballparks. So then that way, after the game, you're not having umpires with real bad performances. It's incredibly difficult to be behind home plate and try to call a difference between 5 centimeters of a strike that could strike a dude out or a walk that could walk in the game-winning run. It's incredibly difficult, especially when you talk about, throwing a ball 98 miles per hour. And that's the norm nowadays. The Greg Maddux days are over. It's now heat, and then be able to throw an off-speed pitch. Paul Skeens is going to throw, close to half of his pitches in triple digits this year. Like that's just how it is. And so it's incredibly difficult. So having the technology behind it's going to be really good. So yeah, I mean, I think baseball is in as good of a spot as it has been in the last decade. It's faced a lot of flack and understandably and rightfully so, but I think it's in a really good spot right now.
Nick, I tease you and Raff a lot, but you guys this past 3 years, man, have educated me a lot on the intricacies of baseball. Minor things rather than what the score was, schemes, matchups, tendencies and those things. And it's like I said, baseball for me, there's so many strategies that go on, batting order, the guys you're going to calculate a bunt on this. I mean, just all sorts of things that go on in baseball that I didn't pay attention to, even though I played it, but I was just right field. I was a shortstop, but you guys have taught a lot. There's so many different things that go into baseball. I'm excited to see it. I will say this though. I didn't realize, and I mean, as I got older, I realized when my grandpa and my grandparents, my older cousins, loved Roberto Clemente so much. They played for the Pirates. My neighbor, I think I told you guys this when I got back from Pittsburgh the last time back in August. My neighbor Eric Fuentes was same area as Roberto Clemente because he's from Puerto Rico as well. And had a ball. He says he wished he would have kept that ball that Roberto Clemente signed for him.
Yeah, I bet so.
He said he wished he would have kept that baseball that Roberto Clemente sent for him. But man, it's so much fun history, man.
It is, and it's great to hear. Learn about the pastime. We're fortunate that we're driving distance to the Negro League Museum, and it's so cool in KC, and things like that. But I think you talk about the game evolving, and it certainly has, right? Like I dive deep year after year into the science and the statistics behind the arm injuries, and guys are now throwing harder than ever, and they're throwing as many innings as ever, and somehow, some way, this one little tendon in our elbow, the UCL, is holding up. It's just crazy to see. And then also what is driving success on offense right now, it's the home run ball. And we've seen now to where lineups are now changing the philosophy of the way the managers build the lineups. If you grew up, obviously, if you watched baseball 20 years ago, you knew, okay, what's the leadoff hitter going to be? He's kind of the contact. He'll draw out bats. He'll draw out bats or ABs and maybe get on base, but really get to the pitcher, right? Starting off the game. Second hitter, contact, get a guy on base. Third guy, he's close to your power guy, but he's not the best power hitter on the team. Cleanup, he's the big masher. That's not the case this year. You'll see teams are hitting their power hitters number 2 in the lineup. And we've seen it now start to trickle down to the college level to where Jack Caglianone at Florida was hitting second in the lineup when they played Nebraska last year. We're seeing the game change in the way that managers build lineups, the way they construct rosters, how much they're asking the pitchers to do. They're paying them $40 million a year, but hey, can you go out and throw a couple hundred innings for us? And it's just the durability is greater than ever right now. And you also have it. I will never forget an article I read last year from The Athletic. They were interviewing some pitchers, and they came out and said, look, we are well aware that if we don't come into the organization and willing to what they called throw red, which means heat all the time, throw as hard as we can forever, as long as we can. They said if we knew that if we weren't willing to do that, we didn't have a job. We didn't have a job. The guys like Kyle Hendricks of 5 years ago, they're just not around anymore. They don't last. They flame out after a couple of years because guys at the plate can make adjustments. Guys like Paul Skeens right now, that's what drives attendance because he's throwing at 109, 107 miles an hour, and he's doing it consistently for 6 innings every 5 days. It's bizarre when you think just 7 years ago when the Cubs traded for Aroldis Chapman at the deadline, he was one of the few guys that was throwing 102 for like 3 pitches in the 8th and 9th inning and being like, we thought the world was on fire. Now you're seeing not only relievers do that, as we talk about the evolution of the game, guys that would pitch for 1 inning were doing it. Then you saw middle length relievers do it for when they pitch the 7th and 8th innings. And now you're seeing starters do it. So you're talking about the evolution of the game. Certainly part of that comes with the training and the access that they have to healing and just preparation, the armband work, all the technology there. But then just somehow our bodies are holding up to this unnatural motion of just snapping our arm back and forth.
Raff, you think about, and Nick Jackson, you think about, and Nick, you're mentioning all the different, how the endurance, how the strength has changed. You go down to that stadium, fellas, and you see that recovery room and all the technology they have available now. And you can imagine how they, in your topper tier baseball organizations, they have it's specified recovery equipment 100%. To where it's, I mean, those guys back in the day, throw a bag of ice on it, and that was it. These guys have medicines, they have certain PTs they'll go to, specialized for the special muscle, like you mentioned, right there in the elbow. It's still there, obviously, Tommy John's. Yeah. But it was almost like that was a major, that was almost like the smallpox to everybody happened.
It basically,
you don't see it happen as much.
Basically, the Tommy John right now is essentially the torn ACL of basketball or football. Like that's essentially what you are now. It's the recovery is quicker than ever. Right. Guys are getting out within 8 months and throwing as hard as they were again. There's guys that they will, organizations will specifically draft guys going, okay, this guy's going to need some arm reconstructive surgery. But we know that, number one, he's going to be able to come back in less than a calendar year. And studies have shown that guys actually can throw harder and they're more durable when they come back from it. It's bizarre insane, research. Man. They did it with Spencer Schwellenbach. The Braves did it with Spencer Schwellenbach. They drafted him and they said, look, you're going to we want to put you under the knife. We're going to put you on Tommy John surgery and then you're going to come back. Look, he's on the opening day rotation. And so it's crazy. And Raff, like, you guys know how much of an advocate I am for like youth sports and things like that and doing it the right way. This is where I'll urge parents, since we're on this topic of conversation, teach your kids about arm care, teach yourself about arm care, because as we just talked about, things are trickling down from major league level to college level to then high school level. Well, guess what? Who are the kids that are 12 and 13 looking up to? Those high schoolers. And it's this order of, all right, if high schoolers are watching college guys not take care of their arm because they're watching major league guys not take care of their arm, then who are the young guys going, the ones that are not even in high school yet, going to do their arm? They think they're invincible and they can go out and throw 90 pitches in a day. And then 2 days later, it's going to be ready to go again. Too many 12 and 13-year-old kids are snapping UCLs and going under Tommy John surgery because they're unaware of what band work is. They don't want to do band work. So this is where, like, I urge parents and coaches, don't only educate the players that you might coach or your children, but educate yourself.
Right.
Because it's super simple for 10 minutes before you start to warm up to tie one of those bands onto the fence and just do some band work. It's as simple as that. It's not going to be, it's not going to basically alleviate all risk, but it's certainly going to help. It's going to strengthen everything in there. And I tell you, like, that 10 minutes or whatever, however long it is, right? Talk to a doctor, but educating yourself, educating your players is going to hopefully extend the length of a baseball career.
Well, folks, it's a different ball, but it's still in the ballpark. The ladies last night, the Huskers took care of business last night. And I tell you what, they won the 5-0. I believe that final score was yesterday. And the Huskers looked good. They called it the state win. They obviously took care of business against UNO. grand slam and 5 RBIs from Olivia DiNardo. 13 strikeout, one hit shutout from Jordy Ball. They're ranked number 20 right now, so they take care of UNO last night, 5-0 at Maverick Park. DiNardo, she had a heck of a game last night. I didn't catch the game. I caught the highlights
salami.
of it. Yes, grand salami. Jordy Ball, you guys, real quick. She is 13-3 right now overall. She had 13 strikeouts last night, 9 of which were swinging. So I seen the highlights. Didn't watch the game. I've seen the highlights. 13 strikeouts, 9 of which were swinging. 1 hit, Raff, on 2 base runners on the shutout, and she retired the final 17 batters after that. Raff, having her back healthy, it's huge for the ladies right now, man. They're taking care of business.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's what, if not the best player in the country, one of the top 2 probably players in the country. And we knew that going into this. And now, like, I think everything that we expected from her last year, we're just starting to see it come to fruition this year.
And that was not a powder cake team they played. The Mavericks are 20-8 so far in the season. So it wasn't like they were just playing some exhibition game with a glorified high school varsity team. The Mavs are 28th in their own right. So that's the Huskers' 4th straight win, puts them at 24-8 overall for the season.
Yeah, last thing before we go to break, you have not only Jordy Ball and DiNardo in the circle, but there's 2 players that are in the top 30 in the country in home runs. Ava Kuzak has 12. Jordy Ball has 11 home runs. That's a big reason also. People might not remember. It's a big reason why Jordy Ball actually wanted to transfer. Obviously, the homesick thing type of thing is certainly a piece of it. But Oklahoma did not allow her to hit. They didn't want her to hit. They'd only want her to be a pitcher. And so Jordy Ball has now come to Nebraska. She was incredible on the offensive side at Papillion La Vista, and she's continued that. Like, she has 11 home runs on the year. She plays some first base. She DH or designated player at some times, which is essentially the DH. And she's found a way. Nebraska as well has found a way to make her an everyday player, and she's showing out. It's really fun to watch.
Definitely is.
Nebraska, number 1 in the nation as a team in home runs hit this year, by the way.
Gotta love it. Keep it going, ladies. Keep it going. Folks, when we come back, me and Raff are going to discuss along with Jackson. Nick is on his way down to the stadium to take care of some presser information there, post-practice report. And he's going to be on an airplane heading to Dallas for opening day. Nick will be back with us on Tuesday, correct?
That's right.
Nick will be back with us Tuesday. Nick, safe travel soon. We come back, me and Raff are going to discuss some NFL signings. New York has 2 QBs that used to be Steelers. We'll discuss that and much more. As you can tell, I'm very excited. Not. It's Thursday morning. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over $10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at copplecars.com. All deals with approved credit, 0% is standalone.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We are back. NFL action, trades, and signings are going like crazy. Raff, I don't know if you caught this one. I'm going to send it to you right now just in case, but I know you're up on all of this, man. The Patriots did not mind spending money, my brother. We know our homeboy Rico. I'm curious to get what his thoughts are on this. And Raff, I'm not sure if you've seen this or not, but I know you've seen where Stephon Diggs signed from Houston to the New England Patriots. Stephon Diggs, 3 years, $69 million. They took Milton Williams, 4 years, $104 million. Milton, of course, was with the Eagles prior to then. Carlton Davis, formerly Detroit, 3 years, $60 million. Outside linebacker Harold Landry, 3 years, $43.5 million. Raffs, the Pats kicked out $355 million. Do you think it helps first of all, I can't say first-year head coach. He's not a first-year head coach. How much do you think this helps out with the Pats, though, man?
I'm going to say it's going to help them just for the fact with Vrabel being there. I think he has an idea of what he wants. The only thing that worries me a little bit is just like the money for Diggs. It's like, he's coming off a knee injury. Sometimes that first year back is a little, kind of takes a little bit to get back into the groove of things. And then you got to look at his age. He's starting to get to a point now where it's like, it's kind of the end of your life term as a receiver as being like that, because he wants to be one like one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL. That's just the way his mindset is set up. And it's like, will he be able to accept not maybe being that ultimate number 1 guy that he's been used to?
Raff, you think about Stephon, like you mentioned, he's got some tread on those legs and on those knees at this point. And you know New England needs that big time. But like you mentioned, Vrabel is not a first-year coach. Obviously, his first year coaching there. New England, former player of coach, of course. I think he's a kind of type of a coach, man, because of his experience. The players play for him. Obviously, Kraft and those guys, he's their guy. Obviously to take place where my man had 1 year and he was out of there and Vrabel comes in. I think New England's going to be a team that's going to be interesting to watch. I'm not going to throw out any crazy predictions and say, hey, watch out. But I just think there's going to be a different team, obviously with additions of these 4 here. And also make sure I did mention him as well. All 4 of those guys they brought in, I think can be game changers in that locker room. And Harold Landry, outside linebacker, 3 years, 43.5. Carlton Davis, corner, obviously receiver. We talked about in Stephon Diggs, defensive tackle Milton Williams, as well. Could be different. I'll say this: New England's going to be interesting to watch. Jackson, what would you say on that, my man?
It's obviously that's a lot of money for an aging receiver.
Yeah.
But if you look at it just from perspective, they had to go get a receiver, and they did that. They got a receiver. I don't think he's going to be there all 3 years. They're going to probably find some way out of that if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But they had the money to spend. You go get a guy like Stephon Diggs. It's similar to the Commanders trading for Deebo Samuel in my eyes. You're able to give up a 5th-round pick. Is a 5th-round pick going to get you a guy who could be as good as Deebo Samuel? I know he's coming off of a bad season.
Right.
But it's like a gamble. You have the money to spend. You might as well go get a receiver like Stephon Diggs. That's the way I saw it.
Old Dad 34, Diggs is too old to be the number 1 receiver, I think. And you know what, Old Dad, I'm kind of, like I said, Raff kind of alluded to that. I have my question marks about Stephon. Like I said, regardless of his past, he's getting older, and it's going to be interesting, as you mentioned, Raff, how he comes back off that injury. It's you recover a lot quicker. I mean, Father Time's undefeated. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And the more times you have a knife cutting you, and the older you get that happens, that recovery time. Now, we were just talking about, obviously the recovery time in baseball. We're not talking about the pounding you're taking whereas football, where somebody's constantly hitting that thing over and over, and it's getting bent different ways. In baseball, that's one motion constantly. In football, you have no idea where that hit is coming from. So it will be interesting, of course, to see what Stephon Diggs does there in New England in a Vrabel run locker room as far as that goes. Raff, New York, the Giants are going to have an interesting quarterback room. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance it'll get even more interesting because you have Jameis there. Now you got Russ Wilson. Let's ride in the doors. And then I still think that they go quarterback in the draft because they want a quarterback of the future. So there's a good chance you might see Shedeur Sanders joining that room. Which
gracious.
I mean, that is personalities right there.
Yeah, that's personality.
Well, they picked the right city for 3 personalities that big. You got the comedian, and Jameis, of course. You have Unlimited and Russell Wilson. What's going to happen there? And then, of course, whoever that rookie QB could be. I mean, like I said, if it's a Shedeur, you can imagine what that would be like in that room. The tutelage he could gain from 2 elder statesmen like that in a Jameson as well as a Russell Wilson. So it's going to be interesting to see what New York does. But, Raff, I agree with you in that. I think they still go in the draft and get somebody for the future, as you mentioned, man. I just don't see them just saying, yeah, we're just going to rest on these 2. I could see them grabbing somebody. As far as, what do you think, Jax?
I think it'd be a horrible look, honestly, to draft but sign these 2 quarterbacks to go draft Shedeur Sanders. It'd be great for
We're talking about New York, so
it definitely makes sense. But I honestly think they're going to draft Travis Hunter. I honestly think they're going to draft Travis Hunter. I think Cleveland might go Shedeur. If not, they trade down.
Yeah,
because I know they're hungry for a quarterback.
Well, they still got Watson.
They still have Watson. They can't wiggle their way out of that contract.
Not this year, though.
No, not this year. I mean, Raff, you think about how much money that that Cleveland basically just shipped away with him. Yeah. It's just mind-boggling to me, man. It is mind-boggling to me. He's not even remotely close. Even when he was healthy, he wasn't remotely close to the guy he was, minus even the off-field things of that nature. But it's just, I mean, he made literally generational wealth and hardly played, bro. How many games, Raff, do you think he played total? You guys know how many games? Because I have no idea.
Well, he had his suspension, so he was out then. Then he was out with the injuries. I bet maybe half of the games that he signed for. But I mean, the thing with the Browns though is Baker Mayfield was not a bust in Cleveland. They should have just stuck with Baker. They would have been fine. They would have had a rookie contract they could have got out of if they had to.
Right.
But instead, they swing for the stars, I guess, because you got to remember, like Deshaun Watson, he was being talked about in the same avenue of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he gave Patrick Mahomes everything he wanted, but then as the personal life creeped in, and then being away from the game, I think that creeped in, and now you got the injuries. Like they had talked about how he wasn't as mobile anymore last year. Well, now with the Achilles tendon, that mobility is not going to be probably as mobile as what he was then. So Cleveland's they got some issues, but like you said, they can't get out of the contract. It's fully guaranteed. I guess you can release him, but then you do what the Broncos did with Russ and just eat the contract.
Yeah.
So
what, Raff? Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just going to say, I guess that'd be one thing they could do, but right now they don't have really any quarterbacks, so they've almost got to stick with them for the next couple of years.
What are you going to say, Jackson?
Out of the 57 possible games that he has been able to play since March of 2022, when he was traded, it feels like forever ago. He's appeared in 19. He's played in 19 out of games. 57.
Oh, man.
Out of 57. And in those 19, he had a passer rating of 80.7, 3,300 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions.
Hey, you guys, isn't that like Embiid numbers from an NBA? He's always hurt, but he's getting those major, massive contracts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was it Joel Embiid that is making all that
Yeah,
money?
a lot of people, he kind of just gave up this season.
Yeah, he's like,
all right, it's whatever. I'll leave it to Paul George. You can get it done.
19 games out of 57. Jackson, and what was that contract? 200 what?
It was, they restructured it in 2024,
but it's
which spreads out the
guaranteed.
financial impact, but it was fully guaranteed $230 million, 5-year contract.
Guaranteed.
They also
240.
They also gave up 3 first-round picks to get him.
Good gosh. Cleveland going Cleveland, man. Cleveland going Cleveland. Unknown texter 3581 says, Carter to the Giants. You're going to take Carter, I hope. What do you think of that one?
With the pro day of Cam Ward, that kind of almost solidified the first overall pick finally, because it's been, are they going to trade it? Are they going to draft Carter? Are they going to draft Cam Ward? And now they're like, oh, we like Cam Ward. So they're going with Cam Ward. At 2, for a while, I would have said that was Carter with the Myles Garrett thing. And then they ended up making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history for 2 seconds. But honestly, to the Giants, I don't know. I don't know if that's what they need there right now at all. I think Travis Hunter is even more valuable there. I know they need a quarterback, but I think Travis Hunter is more valuable there because if he's going to try to play 2 sides of the ball anywhere, which I don't think he is, that's probably the best place to do it.
Yeah. The thing that's so intriguing, I'm assuming he's talking about Abdul Carter as well, the linebacker out of Penn State. That dude he's a menace. He's a monster. Raff, I was listening to, I forget what sports show it was yesterday. It was national. And they were talking, it was 2 days ago, Raff and Carter, both, Jackson, both. And they were talking about both ways. I was listening. I was like, interesting. Because it reminded me of Le'Veon Bell. And I think that was the beginning of the end for Le'Veon in Pittsburgh, where he was like the 3 or 4, receiving for his receivers, but obviously he was a running back. And Raff and Jackson, he wanted to get like a compensated for like the first string running back and also like similar money to a 3rd or 4th string wide receiver. Well, Pittsburgh of all teams is not going to do that. First of all, they ain't going to take care of their starters a lot of time like that, let alone pay you like a sum of both. No, that's not going to happen. That was the beginning of the end for Le'Veon. My thing with could Travis Hunter, does he have the ability to do that? Yeah, but at the same time, you guys, I was thinking from my way back, never played him close to that level, just the wear and tear on the body playing one position in all those snaps. Raff and Jackson, you think about him playing, let's say, X amount at corner, X amount receiver. To me, it's just like, bro, how long do you want to play in the league? First of all, even if you're just playing one side of the ball, you increase your chances are up there.
Yeah.
You're talking about playing 2 sides. And I don't know. Like I said, the young man is a freak of nature. I just, as a GM, as a coach, I'm just thinking, oof. If I have to play him at 2 positions, I'm wondering, Where do we mess up on the other side of the ball at?
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm gonna ask you both this, and text line, let us know, because I think it's intriguing to me. It's always been intriguing to me with Travis Hunter because he's such a unicorn, and where you don't see a guy like him with that amount of talent come across. Raff, if you're a GM, do you even entertain the thought of him playing both sides, or just in special packages on either side?
I think
or defense.
I think you start him at defense, and then you have him in special packages on offense, kind of like what they did with Deion Sanders. Kind of what they did with Champ Bailey a little bit early in his career at Denver. I think that's all you could do, because just the wear and tear. And also, too, you gotta remember, these are the best of the best in the world, and they're trying to. And you have players like the Patrick Surtains. Look at your top receivers. They work tirelessly at one position to become the best in the world. Can Travis Hunter play both positions? I have no doubt that he can play both positions, but can he give the attention? Because I assume he wants to be a Hall of Fame player, one of the best that ever played. Can he give enough attention to both positions to have that? And I just don't think you can give both if you want to be, the best at one position. But hey, he's already surprised me a little bit, because I never thought that he could average, 130 plays a game playing college football, and he's done that. But I just think if you're a GM, you got to sit down with the young man and just be like, hey, we can put you in on some, goal line packages, some third downs, maybe 10 to 12 plays a game offensively, and then, full board defense. But to play the entire game on both sides of the ball in the NFL, that's tough.
Here's one thing, Jackson, before I let you expand on that. And Raff, you're exactly right. In college, you're playing 100 plays a clip. Okay, let's be honest here. In college, you're playing against some guys that you're superior than. I mean, some of those guys are inferior to you, because you're thinking, I ain't even got to go full speed on this receiver right here. You know what I'm saying? I run X, and I'm just a better athlete. There's just no doubt about that. You put that in the pros. These are the best of the best. Exactly. I don't know physically, regardless of, I just don't know if you can do that physically, that same effort. It's not even effort. It's just with the capacity to do it, the physical capacity to play at that high level on both sides of the ball. To your point, Raff, you can only study so much for one position. You throw two in there, and you're going against the best of the world. And like you mentioned, I'll never forget this, man, with Tyrone Williams, former Nebraska cornerback, played years in the pros, as you know, the Green Bay Packers, Atlanta Falcons, the Dallas Cowboys for a year. But Tyrone, I remember looking at some of his film sessions. It was like copious notes. This dude, he's looking at every tendency possible as he's going against Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens, when those guys were at San Francisco at the time. The best receivers in the world, literally. And how much time you have, at least if you want to stay in there in the league, how much time and effort you have to put into studying all their small intricacies, everything, their nuances, their mannerisms. Do they run hard every play? I remember him saying, AD, the hardest thing about Jerry Rice, you don't know what route he's running, because he comes out with the same effort, intensity all the time. He goes, you go to another guy, he goes, he's going to shift on some plays, but then he'll bait you this way. You're thinking he's running post, but then he shoots you with a hip and he goes corner. So all those things to study. Now you flip that from the corner side, from the receiver side, to try to study the tendency of the corner. I just don't know if you can play that way, the high intensity. Me, if I'm the GM, I'm going to be similar to Raff, and then I'm going to say, you know what? I think you could be great at either. I think you offer us the best at X, and I think it depends on what team he goes to. What more they need of, too. I think a team has a lot to do with it as well. How they do with how they're doing the receivers room, how that looks, how the cornerback room looks. But overall, just being the outside, the naked eye looking in, I think he's more dangerous as a cornerback, because he covers so much space. As a receiver, let's be honest, there's a lot of receivers like Travis Hunter. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah. What do you think?
I agree with that. He's definitely, especially like on most teams, they're gonna want him to play defense. He was a great corner. He was a better corner in college than he was a receiver, in my opinion.
Oh, I totally agree.
I think the thing with his talent, though, I don't think anybody's going to let it go and waste it. I actually think he'd be a great special teams kick returner, punt returner, and even throwing him in on offense, make sure he doesn't get hit, but put him on offense. That's going to make the defense go, well, surely he's going to do so. Even it's a decoy.
Exactly.
It's a decoy.
Exactly.
It's a great guy to have on the team, because even if he's not going to get those reps, you can just throw him out there, and that makes the defense have to go. You're not going to leave him open, and if you leave him open, throw him the ball.
He poses problems. And like you said, I like that decoy aspect of it. Special teams, I could definitely see him, a guy like that playing, punt return, kick return. You think about this, especially as the rules have changed. They can't just load up and just blast him. He's got to receive. That helps to his beneficial longevity as far as that goes. The rule change on the punt, on the kickoff returns as far as that goes. So that's going to be an intriguing pick. Cupsker says right here, I feel like Pittsburgh could get a deal done with Bell if he didn't sit out as long as he did that season. I totally agree. And you know what? It's cost Le'Veon Bell a lot of money as well. He actually came out and admitted that a few years afterwards. I should have just stayed in Pittsburgh rather than going to the Jets where he went to. Obviously, that didn't go well because shortly after that, Raff, he was doing celebrity boxing matches when that thing got done. So it's not all, the grass is not always greener on the other side as far as that goes. As far as quarterbacks go in Pittsburgh, before we go to break, Raff, what do my Steelers do, man? Is it Aaron Rodgers?
I think, like you said, I think it's Aaron Rodgers or bust now. If you would have told me, man, what's that, 2 years ago that Mason Rudolph would be your starting quarterback in 2 years, I probably would have been like, nah, I don't think so, AD. Maybe a backup. But man, they put themselves in a predicament. They went from having 2 quarterbacks to no quarterbacks to maybe a quarterback in a dark house. So I guess we'll just wait for the smoke.
I just don't know what's going to go with Pittsburgh, man. We had 2 in the hand with one in the two in the hand, had one in the bush. We said, screw the 2 we got already, and we're going to go with the 1. Me personally, I would have kept Justin Fields. That's just me.
Oh yeah,
I would have kept. Justin
that's
Fields.
what they should have.
Yeah, that's just me. Text line, let me know if I'm just crazy, deranged, or just severely wounded as a Steelers fan. But I would have kept Justin Fields. Raff, more importantly to me, Jackson, more importantly to me, was not the quarterback. It was Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, that came out with Matt Canada 2.0 and play calling. You think about Freiermuth hardly saw the ball in that offense that was supposed to be so spread out. Russell Wilson was running for his life, which brings me to point number 2. Pittsburgh's got to secure their offensive line. And if you sign Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, he's not running nowhere. So to me, you have 2 issues that are almost more important than the quarterback. Number 1 is the play call. I say this. Number 1 is the offensive line. And number 2 is what plays you're going to be calling. Because I hope Arthur Smith opens some things up. And I think if you land Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be forced to open that offense up to be more of a quick passing down the field instead of this methodical, take 8 minutes and a coffee break type offense. It's not going to work. Because if that quarterback is getting sacked as much as he was last year, Aaron Rodgers won't last the whole season. Not because of his health, but because he's going to be running for it so much, he's going to get hurt. So I don't know what's going to happen in Pittsburgh yet. Who knows? I never thought we'd be staring down the April 1st and still not have a starting quarterback. Because Rudolph, God bless him, but we all know that he is not a starting QB in the NFL if you expect to go anywhere in the playoffs or even make the playoffs as far as that goes.
I'm gonna sit back and wait for the Steelers to put a call to Ben Roethlisberger.
At this point, Raff,
I mean, you got to think that there'll be some rumors of that. I mean, he had said that he had a few passes in him, jokingly, of course. But when do the Steelers get to that point to maybe we shoot him a call and see? How old is
he now? Roethlisberger,
43.
As bad as things are, I don't know. DF from Renew Day goes, you are crazy and deranged, but yes, they should have kept Fields. Yes, they should have. Folks, this deranged, crazy Steeler fan will be back with this crazy and deranged Bronco fan. And our Jackson guy not from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He's not even from Jackson, Florida. But he does abide in Florida when he's back home.
I sure do.
He does. Folks, we'll be back with a very quick segment of history. Then we'll hop into a lot of Insane March Madness because the games start back up tonight. The Sweet 16 begins to the Final 8. Who gets to the Final 4 and who eventually plays for the Natty. We'll talk about when we come back, folks. It's The Drive.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers and storms early this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny and warm with the high near 82. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy, a low near 60. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and warm with the high near 83. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big Raff, tell me what you talking about. Big Raff, what's going in Huntsville? Raffy, what's the weather down there when you do the heat check, my man? What's happening in Huntsville, Alabama this morning?
Let me check here what we're looking at today. We are looking at 66 with the high of 76.
Got a nice day down there.
It's hotter here.
Yes, we have 60 degrees right now in the capital city with a high of 82 degrees, 82 today. Tomorrow, 82 degrees, windy. Saturday, things will get dicey for the men's the baseball game number 2 against number 5 Oregon State. 65. At least the percentage went down a little bit, Jackson, Raff, since yesterday. Yesterday was a 70% chance of rain. Now Saturday is a high of 68, but the chance of rain is 65%. So I'm sure they'll be watching them where they're close, deciding what to do with that game. And then Sunday, dude, we got a 45% chance of rain and the high is 45. So that's going to be, them bats are going to feel like swinging poles, man, out there, brother. So we'll see what happens with the Huskers versus Oregon State on Sunday. It's going to be some dicey weather for sure, cold and dicey. In this segment, folks, of course, as always, it is brought to us. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack's been a well-respected representative since 1999 and can help protect your home, vehicle, family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Rafferty, we got some history, my man. We got some history. And it's interesting. It's also many moons ago, as far as that goes. And I think about this part of it, and it's kind of similar today. Okay. In 1955, the spring game and the rest of all sports day are delayed because of wintry weather. Now, you think about a week ago today, we were kind of digging out from the storm of the blizzard that took place here. There are folks, Raff, you know what? I'm not sure. And text line, let us know if we have anyone that's in that space as far as, power lines, etc. There were people that were still trying to get power back in surrounding areas, Rafferty.
Yeah, I just saw that last night. Where was it at? Town right around Lincoln.
Was it Cortland?
No.
Valparaiso?
Yeah, I can't remember. But I just saw him post it. Thank you so much for getting the electricity back. And I was like, holy cow, that felt like, a week ago. And they still were. So
text line, let us know real quick if you know anyone in the surrounding areas that is still without power. I know Omaha, Raff, up to a week ago today. Now, obviously, that could have been changed, but they had over 90,000 people without. Derek in the car, appreciate you, man. He goes north of Fremont, just got power a day ago, Nickerson area.
Yep.
Wow, Derek in the car, thanks. What about you, Jack?
I think my uncle out on his farm is still without it. I think so.
Are you serious?
I think my dad talked to him a couple days ago, and he said they didn't know when they were getting it back. Like, they're still thinking like a couple weeks or something like that.
My. Does he have a generator?
I think he does. Pretty sure.
A lot of farmers got them generators.
I assumed he did.
But still, though, that's a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. So 1955, Nebraska dealt with the same thing. They were delaying all sports because of weather and a blizzard took place. Here we are again, 2025, and kind of digging out from the same thing after that. Rafferty, what you got, my brother?
I got a birthday today, turning 62 years old today.
Oh, buddy.
Randall Cunningham.
What?
Oh.
62.
No.
Yep.
I thought he was younger than that.
So
Jackson.
Randall back in the 80s, I mean, he could run, he could pass. People forget he even had a 91-yard punt one game. I mean, the guy was a freak of nature.
Randall Cunningham was a bad man. That seems crazy. Raph, I thought he was like, I mean, I knew he was older, but I just thought he's like maybe like 8-9 years older than us. Well, I guess, 62, he's got us by 11 years, but still didn't seem like that, man, because it seemed like it was not that many years ago we were watching him run around in Minnesota and everything else.
Yep.
Oh, that's nuts. That is nuts. 62 years old. Happy birthday to the man, Randall Cunningham, an amazing quarterback. Philadelphia, Minnesota. Who else did he play for? I played for a few other teams too.
He played one season with the Cowboys.
That's right. He did. Absolutely, he did.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of here, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, Randall. I just remember that Monday Night Football game where he sort of introduced, because remember his first year, him and Ron Jaworski Ron Jaworski would play first and second down. Randall would come in for third down. Then Randall took over the Philadelphia Eagles, and his coming out party was on Monday Night Football when he was rolling out to his right, and Carl Banks hit him and knocked his feet out from underneath him. He put his hand down, kept his balance, and then threw the touchdown pass. And that was sort of like his introduction to the world, basically, or to the Football League. So it was wild.
Randall, the man Cunningham, a good friend of mine, man, Colin Kneva. Raff, you know Colin.
Yep.
Colin actually met him somewhere. Colin was on vacation with his family, and he goes, dude, one of the most laid back, solid dudes you'd ever meet. He's does some pastoring now, not pastoring, but does some speaking in churches and conferences. He goes, one of the most humble dudes. And Raff, he kind of portrayed, it was kind of like that anyway. He was kind of didn't show a lot of expression. He was just kind of a no nonsense guy, just took care of business. But Raff said Colin said he was very laid back, very humble. And he goes, man, I could have talked to that dude for hours. He goes, he was just so laid back and cool, man.
Yeah, he was fun to watch too. Just so athletically gifted. Like the punt that he had, a 91-yard punt. I mean, he was a freak. I remember a touchdown pass he threw to Fred Barnett. I think it was in Buffalo. He was back in the end zone and just reared back and threw in like 65 yards downfield to Fred Barnett. I mean, he was a freak, that's for sure.
You know, Raff, it was warm and fuzzy, just like when you met Reggie Jackson for the first time, right?
Oh yeah, same way.
Get this bleep kid out of here.
Me and Reg, we go way back.
Oh, Pete Ferguson. Pete, I assure you, big bro. He goes, keep the Cowboys name out of your mouth. I said, Pete, talking about the Cowboys for me is like eating green beans anyway. I can't stand them or the taste of them. You know what, Pete, is, I applaud you, though, for how much dedication you have to such a horrible performing organization in the past 20 years. You're a Cowboys fan too, Jackson?
I sure am.
Well, they've been terrible since you've been alive.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
They have sucked for 20 years.
Yeah, sure.
Deal.
Hey, I saw something the other day. Apparently, we're going to trade Dak to the Browns. Apparently, we're going to trade Dak to the Browns. That's the solution.
There has been some whispers of that.
Yeah, it's false.
I would be. There's so many Cowboys fans like, no, we have to keep. No, I'm totally on board with it. Send them off.
You'd be ready to
give me the number 2 pick. Give me Shadur and let's ride. Let's do it.
Rafferty?
Yeah, I remember a guy who once said, "Let's ride with confidence." That burnt to the ground real quick.
Oh man!
But the one thing I'll give credit to Jerry Jones for is I told you guys I'd been watching Landman, with Billy Bob Thornton. Guess who made a special guest appearance on the show?
Who did?
Jerry Jones.
Really?
See, he's a heck of an actor, terrible NFL owner.
He should stay there. That should be his new profession.
Stay there. Is Landman similar to like a soap opera or something?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Okay, it's like an evening soap.
What was it? Yellow. It's kind of like Yellowstone or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
I've not watched Yellowstone yet. I heard it's really good.
I haven't watched it either, but like my parents watch it. They say it's really good.
I gotta check.
It's probably good.
Check out Landman. I'm telling you what, that's a good show. I mean, other than Jerry Jones appearing, and I had to think about Pete Ferguson, but other than that, it was okay.
Before we go to break and come back, we got some presser sound bites from Coach Rule. Do a few of those. But before we go, Hizzlebear. Good morning to you. Shout out to my daughter, Vale. How you doing, Vale? She's 4 today. Happy birthday to you, Vale. Happy birthday to Vale. Happy birthday to Vale. Happy birthday to Vale. Happy 4th to Vale. And as your wife turns 39 on Sunday, love them to the moon and back. You say, Hizzlebear, blessings to you, man. Happy birthday to baby girl Vale at 4 and to your beautiful bride as well, who I don't know, but I'm sure she is because you're a good guy. Happy birthday to the whole household.
I wonder if Vale's going to get as tall as Hizzlebear.
Hizzlebear's tall, dude.
Yeah, he's like 6'8", probably. 6'7".
Yeah, he's a big dude. You and him could share clothing, man, as far as that goes, because both of y'all some big dudes, man.
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to come back. We got a few sound bites, but we're going to keep it at a few because I want to dig a lot into March Madness because the games begin again tonight. I also want to find out, just what's your opinion, who's going to take care of business weekend. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive, 937 The Ticket.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead. Sleep in. You deserve it. And choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Hey volleyball fans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit LOVB oma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Right, folks, we are back. We are back. This segment is brought to you by our friends at Renew. Raff, what can Renew do?
Everything.
Everything, and anything. Call or text Nate, Eric, or David at 402-833-3858 or visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. They do everything the best, from body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray in bed liners, paintless dent repair, rust proofing and undercoating, and so much more. So again, give Dave a call, Nate or Eric, or text them at 402-833-3858. Or learn more online at renewyourauto.com. Again, that's renewyourauto.com, and see what Renew can do for you. Matt Rule yesterday, and actually the day before, yesterday and the day before, but Nick will have some more today going on. We'll have those ready for tomorrow. I know those will be loaded up. He's actually heading out, but we'll have those loaded up tomorrow as well. You know, Raff, you got Oklahoma and Oklahoma State talking about doing their Red River rivalry, making it a spring, not a spring, but just discriminate each other, which we see happens a lot in the pros. They do that. They've done that for years. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't see that happening with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, because if you're bringing them in for a joint practice, you want it to be productive. I see nothing other than some fights happening if you put those two schools together.
I said I love it.
It's going to be Royal Rumble.
Call it the Red River Rumble instead of the Red River Shootout.
I don't see nothing productive coming from that other than a lot of skirmishes. I mean, there's no love lost between those two schools. It's kind of like me and Creighton.
Ooh. After that loss, Creighton, where you going? Omaha. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what goes. Matt Rule had something to say about it. We're going to hear what Matt Rule said about potentially playing another team. We're saying the idea of it. When I say Nebraska's thinking about it, but just the idea of it. We'll let him speak for himself.
I think if they ever passed something like that, then I would do it. But I think it's like I think the possibility of that is so remote. That it's if they did it, I would look at it. But otherwise, it'd be just me surmising about something I don't think probably will happen. But if they did, I certainly would look at it. But
do you have any idea why that couldn't happen?
I just think it's just outside the current playing rules. I just think it would take maybe it'll happen. Shoot, who knows? I have no idea. I just, it's just so far out there. Like I remember being in a meeting at one point and they were, we were talking about the Big Ten, like instead of playing 1 versus 2, I think Coach Harbaugh, someone brought up, well, 1's already won. Why don't we play 2 versus 3, and there was so many rules around who can play when and all that, it just seemed like it was a non-starter. So I don't know. I mean, if anybody can do it, Coach Sanders can, and I know Fran jumped in there, and Fran's someone that I've known a long time. If anybody can get it done, they will. But if that happened, though, I would certainly look into all that has to offer.
Raff, here's again. He didn't close the door, but he approached the doors, look at it. But also, who helps us keep these doors open and people around Nebraska, my man?
Oh, hello.
There you go. Where'd he go?
It was such a great lead in that I was thinking about sports. I mean, it threw me off. I mean, that was a great lead in. But we are proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more. Just such a great lead in, AD. I didn't know you were going there that quickly. That's what threw me off. I was trying to answer the question. I was like, doors.
I've been studying old Al Michaels tapes, Raff.
I know. I was stumped.
Let me ask you both this. Raff, you start, and Jackson, I want you to think about that as well. Raff, if you could pick a team to play against in a scrimmage, who would that team be? There's nobody off the list in college football. Who would that team be for you? Text line, let us know what yours would be too. Well, Raff is thinking, and Jackson is thinking. Text line. If Nebraska, and if the NCAA would allow you to start scrimmaging teams, obviously it does not count against your record. It's the same format as the NFL. There's some different drills. Who would that team be for you? Raff, what do you think, my man?
For an exact team, I'm not sure, but I'd want somebody in the top 5, top 10.
Bingo. I like that. For obvious reasons.
Just to gauge where I'm at. Plus, everybody's worried now about scheduling early in the season and playing a team, and being that conference victories mean so much. At least you could get a top quality team to gauge your team and see where you're at. I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, people talked about bringing in like a Kearney or South Dakota or something like that.
You destroy some of those other teams. Not necessarily not Dakota State nor North Dakota State, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I just think you wouldn't have a good gauge of where you're at nationally. So I'd want to try and find someone that's in I would say the top 10.
What about you, Jackson?
I can kind of agree with that top team, but not just a top team like a Big Ten top team. I want to like play somebody that's similar to the Big Ten guys that we're going to play for the entire season. I don't want to go and play an SEC guy if I'm not going to play any SEC conferences. I know they play good football over there, but I want to play Big Ten like Ohio State, your Oregons, your those top Big Ten teams that you're going to see in your conference play throughout the year. But
I was going to say Ohio State, but I think you'd be hard pressed to get a conference team to come in just for the fact that you'd probably end up playing them later in the year. So,
well, we almost beat them this year, so who knows?
We're number 2 in the country.
You know what? Thinking about that game, I had not thought about that game in so long, and I go back in my head and like, just for giggles, can you imagine what that does to Nebraska season if they had beat Ohio State, Raff and Jackson? Can you guys? I mean, just think about it for a second. What that does to your season. I'm not saying we go undefeated after that or anything like that whatsoever. And me and Raff, I was never saying we could be looking at 7-0. I never allude to those things because I guess I'm just old school. you got to play the next week, man. I don't care what you're doing. You have to take it week by week. And there was a lot of that we saw hearing. We could go into this game 7-0. I always like keeping that in my head and not saying it out loud. You know, I mean, it's like, because there's so many things that can happen. And we saw what took place. But, Raff, when you think about that, you think about what Nebraska's season could have looked like from a mental standpoint had they beat Ohio State.
Yeah, not just the season. I think a program standpoint if they beat Ohio State. Because now you can be you know that you can beat one of the top, or I mean the national champion. I mean, you can say that. I mean, the thing with Nebraska right now that bothers me the most is we haven't beat a team in the top 25 while they're in the top 25 since like 2012. I mean, we're going on 13 years. I mean, we're going a half my life without winning a top 25 game. I mean, come on now, Nebraska. It is.
Hey, we did beat Oregon that one year, though. I think it was what, 2015?
Yeah, it's still 10 years ago.
That's still 10 years ago.
You were 7. No, you were what, 10?
I don't even remember. I don't remember. I just remember that year. That's when we started out like 7-0.
Yeah,
top
man.
10 in the country. And then we lost like 4 of our last 5 games.
Yeah, man. It's, old dad 34 said Iowa State. Big B, good morning to you. Said Oklahoma. Why not? Unknown texter 9518 says, who would I like to scrimmage? I would like to go against the old Big 8 teams we have not scheduled so far. Close teams with a connection to Nebraska. Love them all. Me in particular, I like the fact of going against someone in your conference or someone that's in the top 5, which, historically you've seen a Big 10 in that top 5. I like that. I personally like the idea to kind of gauge where your guys are at, where your program is at. Like I said, they've done it in the pros for I don't know how long. I'd have to look that up to see how long they've been doing that, Raff, the scrimmages, but it's been forever that I can remember. I know there's different rules and nuances and different details you have to arrange, but it would be interesting. It's good for banter and good for talk to see what it would look like.
Well, with that too, when you look at the NFL, the way they schedule, usually it's the coaching staffs that have connections and know each other. So
relationships.
You could see something like Texas Tech coming up here, that
McGuire
relationship with McGuire. It would be a team that Coach Rule would have a relationship to where they knew that they could set where it could be productive. That's why I don't think Oklahoma State would be a productive scrimmage, because there's so much hate between the two schools that you probably won't get any production out of it.
You'd be breaking up fights.
I was thinking Iowa originally, but I was like, they're our biggest rival. Yeah. Like it makes sense in theory. Like they did the play similar. Like it definitely makes sense. But there would be no practice, especially after we chose not to shake hands.
You mentioned Iowa. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, that was pretty good.
I was just in Iowa, Jackson. I was in Cedar Rapids, and and I'm gonna get to yours, Chase B and Cups, because I think these are both great. I was in Iowa and the Ring On, and I wasn't gonna bring it up. Wasn't even gonna bring it up. Then a guy goes, "Yeah, man, I was so awesome. We beat you guys again this year. Yeah, man, he's coming on." And I yawned like that, and I had my ring on, my national championship. I said, "You know what that is?" He goes, "What is that?" I said, "Exactly. Your whole state doesn't know one. It's called a national championship in football." I'm glad I already got my paycheck, because I might not have got paid after that comment, but nevertheless. You only take so much, man. You only deal with so much. You know what that is? He goes, "No, what is that?" I'm like, "Exactly. Your whole state doesn't know one. It's called a national championship ring in football. Doesn't matter how long ago it was, it still happened. We have more trophies in the trophy case, but nevertheless, I would not want to play against Iowa in that tournament, because like you said, Raff, I think it would not be a lot of production. There'd be a lot of fights, as far as that goes. Chase B says, "It absolutely pains me to say this, but Dion had a good idea for once." Raff and Jackson, if you guys have seen this movie, Raff, remember the movie Wedding Crashers?
Yep.
Remember that part? He goes, "He's such an innovator." Remember he's talking about Jeff?
I think so.
But I want to say one thing, though, about Dion. Did Dion steal that idea from me? Because I believe I put that idea on the table about a week or two before Dion did it. I said, what would be like the volleyball team plays a different team. Why couldn't the football team? So I think maybe just possibly Mr. Deion Sanders stole an idea from me.
He may have got it from Raff Roadies.
There's no way that over the past however many years of college football that someone hasn't said that out loud, but because it's Deion Sanders and even the Colorado team that doesn't do, I mean, they had a good team, but they haven't done a whole lot, but he just gets that spotlight.
Yeah.
I am sure there's been so many coaches that have said the same thing and nobody said anything about it. But I don't know. I wouldn't, as a coach, I don't think I'd want to go because they don't leave. You'd have to go to them. I wouldn't want to go to Colorado to practice.
Yeah, you look at the logistics of that. Okay, who would get the home field in? Would it be a neutral field? Then the details with that. I mean, there's a lot that would go into that. And you're talking about different budgets from a college team to a multi-million-dollar, I mean, millions and millions of dollars operation like a pro team would have that, kind of I'm not say flush, slush cash, but excess cash to be able to do something like that. In the NFL also helping out with some of those expenses as well. So there'd be a lot of things, details with it. And like I said, people got a lot against Deion. Deion is kind of like an acquired taste. I've always been a fan of Deion. I had a pair of his Nike shoes, Raff, those ones that came out. Me and Tyrone, in fact, Tyrone Williams stole them from I didn't steal them. He borrowed them without me knowing, put it that way. In college, I was like, hey, man, how you going to be wearing my practice shoes out there, man? Hey, Deion. Well, that's a whole nother argument, nevertheless. But Deion Sanders had those smooth cross-trainer shoes we wore. So I've always liked Deion, man. I know he's acquired taste for some, but, man, I love the dude. I love how he comes across at times. Some things he does unorthodox, people don't agree with. I totally get that. It is what it is. But the idea of it, who knows? Who knows with that?
Yeah.
Brad from Baldwin, my brother, Brad, my back is getting better. I've been doing that needling. I'll shoot you a text, my man. But Brad says, Missouri, how the hell are they better than us? Yeah. It's the truth, man. I mean, those are Raffy, bro.
Eli.
When I was, what's that?
Eli Drinkowicz.
Dude, he's getting it done. Our very own, our former buddy here. We thought it was going to be a family. Mark Onweiler. That's where he's at now. He's down in Missouri on their campus. And, dude, they get it. And I'm hoping Nebraska can get back to that level to where they are nationally relevant.
The thing with Missouri, too, is they're also really, really blessed right now because that Missouri is a great state to recruit out of right now. It's so, I mean, Williams and Weary. Williams and Weary is an example. And we got Dawson Merritt. We've got Isaiah Mosey. I mean, heck, we got Jamar Mosey, his father, on our coaching staff, who is the reason why we're getting most of these guys, if not all of them. So I think that plays into them being really good is that the fact that that's a great state to recruit for football right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great state.
And we have not done a good job in years past of getting people out there. In fact, me and big brother Kenny Wilhite, former cornerback, has always mentioned, it's like, dude, they are dropping the ball. We have dropped the ball many years by not getting they're plucking players out of that state because they've got so many players. And then when your team's relevant, Raff, and they're going there now because why at Missouri?
Eli.
They're winning. They're winning. Yeah, I don't care about how good your fan base is. And now you add NIL to it. I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole. I'm going to say this before we go out. But Raff and Jackson, this is something we've talked about. Nick brought it up with basketball. Raff, we talked about it ad nauseum a number of times. Back in the day, it worked more. It had more credence. Not saying it doesn't work now because it still does. You got to win. You're not going to lose regardless of the bag. I'm not saying regardless of the bag. It's got to be a pretty big bag if your team sucks. You better be paying me a ton of money. Most kids are going because, number one, you're winning. And because you're winning, you can still secure the bag because that program is bringing in money.
Bingo.
So winning, Missouri is winning is why those kids are staying home now. Just like back in the day here at Nebraska, minus the NIL as far as that goes, they were getting chips, championship rings, drafted, So winning solves many, many problems. And that's the thing Nebraska's got to get back to.
Absolutely.
Both basketball and football as far as that goes. Folks, when we come back, speaking of basketball, it's going to be March Madness time. There's going to be a lot going on tonight and tomorrow and the whole weekend. I cannot wait to curl up and watch some more B-ball and March Madness. Folks, we got Raff holding it down in Huntsville, Alabama. Me and Jackson here at the mothership. We'll be right back. It's The Drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers and storms early this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny and warm with the high near 82. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy, low near 60. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and warm with the high near 83. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Early break, sort of interesting that we could all learn from. He doesn't look at himself just as a running back, he said. I look at myself as a weapon. You should follow suit. I'm not just a radio host. I'm a weapon.
Noted.
Noted. We're weapons.
Weapons.
Yes.
Weapons of destruction. With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush. From 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's Thursday. It's beautiful, but not to be a Steelers fan. Real quick, Jackson, mention that clause that Stephon Diggs that Patriots put in
I
that contract.
just saw here. This is just coming from where it's coming from first. From Schultz, reliable source. Stephon Diggs, 3 years, $69 million contract with the Patriots allows the team to get out of his contract after the 25 season if things do not go well.
Very smart on the Patriots' part, pun intended. They did a good job of protecting themselves, depending on how that injury ends up. You know, like I said, if he's productive, if he comes back, I even say along with the injury, how he's in the locker room. You know, because Vrabel's not going to put up with no craziness in his locker room. I know that much right away. Rafferty, we got the Sweet 16. Jackson, Sweet 16 begins again tonight. Jackson, because you haven't been with us, who are your teams having the championship? And how's your bracket?
It's doing okay. I have Florida.
You didn't say that with a lot of confidence, man.
It's okay. I mean, it's like that every year. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the year. This is the year my bracket actually makes it. And then the first day, I'm like, oh
I'm out.
Yeah, but my national champion's still in it, and that's the Florida Gators. That is the Florida Gators in my eyes. Great offense. I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm from the state of Florida. But,
absolutely.
You know, they just knocked off the reigning champions, and that never is a bad thing. Getting Dan Hurley out of the playoffs.
Yes, I had no problems with that. And Hurley cracked me up, Raph. Remember, I was so like, dude, go someplace and sit down and be quiet. I love Dan Hurley, first of all. I love the dude. I love his passion, I love his fire. But it's like a fireplace, Jackson and Rav. The fire is great in the fireplace. But if it gets out of the fireplace, it causes casualties, damage, chaos.
Yep.
And sometimes Dan can't help Dan. He gets in there. You know, like I said, I love the dude as a coach. I mean, the dude can coach. He won back-to-back national championships. Was going for a third. You know, so there's no disputing he's one of the greats in the league, you know, as far as college of coaching. But man, the other stuff, I'm just like, bro, you got to slow your roll a little bit, man. I don't mind the passion, but you got to not dial that down when it comes towards the refs.
Yeah, he had some strong words for Baylor about the refs after that game.
And you know what about that, Raffy and Jackson? I want to get your opinion on this, Raff. When you're underneath the tunnel, come on, man. I mean, granted, he has to know that there's cameras everywhere. I do get that part. There's cameras or phones every place else. But is there any place sacred anymore, man, to where you can't express yourself? I thought it was Bush League personally. Now, I also thought it was Bush League by the UConn SID by saying, I'm going to, ruin your life. You can't. I mean, come on, dude. We're talking about a game at the end of the day. You can't come out with something, I'm going to ruin your life type comments. And as far as that goes, in North Carolina, law enforcement got involved because it's like, okay, what are you threatening my life? You know, this thing got blown totally out of proportion. I mean, I've seen a lot worse, and I think you have too. But this dude, it wasn't like he said it on the court. Me personally, I think it was Bush League that they ran with this thing and put him on blast. What's your thoughts on the whole deal, man?
No, same with you. I mean, but like you said, I don't think there's any place sacred anywhere. I mean,
no.
I think you've got to be pretty much on all the time, unless I just don't think there's any place anymore where it is sacred, I guess. I think nothing's off limits. I mean, look at LeBron and Stephen A right now. I mean, they're going back and forth over their little tussle on the court a few weeks ago. Now that's turned into a full blown. I mean, maybe they'll have like celebrity death match with those two. I don't know. We'll see. But it
wouldn't be match. It'd be because LeBron would knock his little skinny tail out that quick. Stephen A. Smith would be drinking through a straw, going against a 6'8", 260-pound man. And he came back out. You see how C. Smith came back out real fast. I said I would swing. I would get beat up right after that, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you put that out there real quick because you'd be eating through a straw. Trying to go up against a man 6'8", 260-something pounds. But I always say you got a lot of keyboard warriors and a lot of folks at times that get real bold behind a microphone. And then when you face that person, all of a sudden you Casper the Ghost, or all of a sudden you can't talk, So, Grant, like you said, Raph, got blown up proportion. But to your point, there's no place sacred. Raff, think about this. And this is before you were pretty young at this time, Jackson. I mean, you think about this reality. It happened here when Bo was in a team meeting. Our very own Bo Pelini, former coach of Nebraska, was in a team meeting, and the conversation was recorded and blasted out on national television. He was an oppressor in a talk that he thought was between him and somebody else. You always have to assume the mic is on, especially in those, I mean, our little world, but especially in those guys and gals who are on literally a global scale now. You know, if you got your phone, that thing can be shot out real time within a matter of a half a second. You said something you thought was in private or between you and that person around a group of people, and before you know it, that thing is out there and it's blasted. So long story short, I mean, I just think the whole thing got blown out of proportion, but at the same time, I think Hurley is not going to change, nor what I want him to change as a coach as far as that goes. He just got to learn to where sometimes what's appropriate and what's not in the setting as far as that goes. But going to tonight's games, Raff, who are you taking? BYU, you're in Alabama. BYU is 6. Alabama's 2 in this round right here, round of 16. Bama is favored by 5.5. 6:09 tip-off. Raff, who are you taking? BYU, the Cougars, or you going with your Rolling Tide?
Roll Tide. Mark Sears has turned into the ultimate weapon now. He was just a scorer. Now he is facilitating the offense. I think that's made Alabama more dangerous than what they already were. So Roll Tide.
Jackson, what about yourself, man? You going with the Cougars? You going with the Roll Tide?
I think I have to go Alabama, but I'd be remiss if I didn't, say that BYU has done great. And, they have the tater tots on their side. They've got the tater tots on their side. It's always a great thing to have.
Well, both teams are playing a little ways from home. That game's going to be played at the Prudential Center there in Newark, New Jersey. That's going to be a heck of a game. Of course, the Tide is favored by 5.5 in that game. That game's at 6:09 tip-off. And 30 minutes later, you got your Florida Gators, Jackson, going against Maryland at 6:39. That game is going to be played in San Francisco. I left my heart in San Francisco. Are they going to tear your heart out tonight, or will they get it done there in San Francisco? They are favored to win this game by 6.5. What do you think would win Maryland, Florida?
I gotta go. I gotta go Florida. Maryland's coming off of a 1-point win against a 12 seed Colorado State, and Florida just beat the reigning national champions. They're obviously that's not everything. It's March Madness. It's any given day, but I have to go Florida here. I think that their offense is just it's too electric.
Condon and Hugh are going to cause some problems. But number one, Condon, he's averaging 16 a game. Of course, Hugh's at 14, and you got Chinlu. I always mispronounce his name. Chinlu is averaging almost 12 buckets a game. You got other guys that are single digits as well in that game. So Florida poses problems, but Maryland is a team that they're just ragamuffins. They're gritty. They get things done, man. They're just a scary team in my opinion. You got Reese is averaging almost 20 points a game. Miguel is averaging 10 buckets, 10 points a game as well, and then a whole cadre of supporting cast. I am going with Florida myself in this game, the first game. Raff, I'm gonna surprise you a little bit here. I think BYU is going to upset them, get it done.
Oh,
I don't disagree with that. I could always see that happening.
I think BYU might sneak them a little bit up there in Jersey, man. Wow. But I am going with Brad. Wow.
They're a very sneaky team.
They are.
They're just such a sneaky team. They play such clean, efficient basketball.
Yes.
That Wisconsin game was so much fun to watch.
Yes, man. BYU to me is a team that can sneak you if you're not careful. They're just gritty. They're just a gritty team. So I think BYU may sneak them in Jersey. I think Florida gets it done in San Francisco, though. You guys, Duke has not been tested in this tournament thus far. I mean, they blew somebody out by that St. Mary, Molly Mart, Hollyoak, somebody. They blew them out the first game. They beat the smoke off of Baylor as well. Arizona's a different cat, though. Raff, you look at Arizona. They're a team that you mentioned a couple of days ago. In years past, and even in this year, they kind of underperformed at times. It seems like they've always had the roster, but just underperformed. Who are you going with this game with Duke? And Duke is favored by almost 10 points in this game, man. Who are you going with in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Duke. I think you've given another week for Cooper Flagg's ankle to get even better. So I think Duke rolls in this one. Like you said, I love the talent on Arizona, but I just think Duke's the team. So I'm going Duke.
Jackson, who are you going with in this game, man? Of course, who are you going with?
I'm going Duke. And just like thinking about all of these games right now, the 1 seeds this year are so strong. Like we might genuinely see a Final Four with all the 1 seeds.
You really could.
They're just so strong this year. Like, Duke's a great example. I mean, Auburn is they're all just so good. It's so hard to pick against them. I gotta go Duke there. Over Arizona.
I'm gonna go against the grain again. I'm sorry, Austin Orman, my brother, if you're listening. Look at this starting 5 for Arizona, though. Love is averaging 15 a game. Bradley's averaging almost 14 a game. Lewis is averaging 13 a game. Vester is averaging 13 a game. Awaka is averaging 14 a game. Krivas is averaging 10 a game. Bryant is averaging almost 10 a game. Townsend is almost averaging 10 a game. Now, granted, that's average, but this is not Duke who they've been playing against either. So I put that in comparison as well. But I will say this. Arizona is not going to be afraid of Duke.
No.
They are not going to be afraid of Duke. So I am going to go with the upset here. Duke is favored by 10. I think Raff and Jackson, the spread alone is a slap in the face against Arizona, me personally.
Yeah, I agree. I would be fine with seeing Cooper Flagg get beat. I watched him go stupid against my high school.
Really?
Yeah, because he's from Montverde, Florida, which is a town over from where I live. We had to go play them one time. They beat us by 60. I think he dropped something around 30.
You said you lost by 60.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of my friends was all over. I think it was like Max Preps at the time. He was all over Max Preps because he got yammed on by Cooper Flagg. But I'd love to see him. I'd love to see Arizona pull off an upset here. It'd be awesome.
Brad from Baldwin, brother. I just, like I said, I had that feeling against another team too that didn't pan out too well. But I do. I'll say this: Arizona, I don't think will be scared of these dudes, man. I think that game. I think the spread alone is going to be looking at these guys like, really 10.
Mm-hmm.
Could have maybe rolled with you at 2 or 3, but you're going double figures almost. So it has to get beat. So we'll see what happens with that. That game is at 8:39. And I think you're going to definitely see more Blue Devil fans there, being that it is just up in New Jersey, not very far. Not far, but I'm saying it's far, but a lot closer than Arizona, let's put it that way. So I think they'll be sold out. Great crowd there, 8:39. And then the late game, the 9:09 tip-off is Arkansas, who I know destroyed a lot of brackets as well.
Calipari.
Yes, when they beat Patino and St. John's on day 1 a week ago today, in fact. They go against Texas Tech, and I think, Raff, this game is going to be interesting. It's a 5-game. Texas Tech is favored by 5 in this game. Raff, who are you going with? Arkansas, 10 seed versus 3 seed Texas Tech.
Well, AD, I'm going to call those Hogs. Woo, pig suey. Arkansas, Razorbacks.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Hogs.
Yeah.
Go with the Hogs. Going to have some pork. What do you think, Jackson?
I'm also going with the Hogs. This is the most out of all these games, this is the most confident upset in my eyes. It's you got Calipari on the other side of that ball, and man, he's one heck of a coach. I think you're going to see an Arkansas upset here. Go Hogs.
This is going to be a hard one to call, because Texas Tech, it's going to be hard to call, but I am going to go with you guys both with Arkansas on this game for the simple fact Thiero is a problem. This man is averaging 18 points a game. Fland is averaging almost 15 points a game. Davis, that's my cousin. That's my cousin, man. Davis, no, he's not my cousin for real.
I was like, no way. I was like, what an interesting fun fact.
Rav, you said, is that your cousin, AD? That's my cousin. Davis is averaging almost 11 points a game. Wagner is another problem, averaging almost 10 a game. And Vlisek, he's averaging almost 12 points a game. Then you got Brazil is averaging almost 11 a game.
I think Wagner used to be a Gator.
I think he was with
last
before
year.
He got there.
Yeah.
So it's unknown texter 3994 rooting for any team not in the SEC. So this game will tip off, the late tip off, 9:09, of course, 7:09 there again in San Francisco, the other city of bridges. There's going to be a full appetite of games tonight, and we'll talk about tomorrow night's games as well. Folks, we're taking a very quick break. We'll be right back with the RGT and closing segment. It's The Drive. Be right back.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more. Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back for the last segment, a very quick segment because you got AC up with you next. Big Albuquerque is going to be taking you in for the next couple hours as well, discussing all things sports as he always does and kills it. Rafferty, what you got for the RGT, my brother?
All right. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to my friend Kelly Hayes Orlando. Kelly, it's her birthday today. She cheered for Nebraska. Big fan of Brett Favre. Went to the Super Bowl that they won down in New Orleans. Used to babysit the Rude brothers. She's just a great person, great representative of the state of Nebraska. So, Kelly, you are Raff's Good Take.
I thought you were going to used to babysit you at first. I was like, Raff, dude, what's going on? Used to babysit me. Rough night on O Street.
Actually, there is a story. I could tell you a story. Not a was hilarious. You mentioned that. I'll have to tell that on the day. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
Folks, I have found this to be true in my own life many times. In my in-laws, the Beatties out there in good old Sumner, Nebraska, FL Beatty and Hamlot. Beatty Family Farms. I've always heard that you learn more from a bad crop than a good crop. You learn more from a bad crop than a good crop, and so it is in life. This quote that I love here by John Maxwell, it says, failure leads to the greatest success, which is humility and learning. I've learned so much in my own failures, personally, professionally, spiritually, physically. With my back right now, I'm thanking God that, man, for health and things I used to take for granted, like simply reaching down, Jackson. I'm literally, I literally have shoes older than you, and I've always been somewhat healthy, and I've had issues, the cancer scare a few years back, but now my back, dealing with that, I don't take those things for granted anymore. So when you go through failures or pains, it teaches you humility and it teaches you gratitude. So if you're going through something, remember the lessons you learned and hold on to it, because it keeps you humble and it keeps you realizing that, you know what, I'm grateful for everything. Raff, take us home, my man.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the basketball tonight and be nice to each other. We'll talk to you tomorrow.